Hi, everybody. This is going to be a nice short show today. Welcome to the Soccer IQ show. I have one slide for you today, and that is exploring versus rote learning. Really, really important topic for me. So, when you go to soccer practice and you see all these cones set up, and it looks like somebody's landing an airplane, and all the kids are dribbling from cone to cone, doing the scissors move, stepping on the ball, doing pullbacks. That is what I would classify as rote learning. And is it necessary? And I would say, to a certain extent, and a very, very small extent, rote learning has its place, but it's a very small extent. I personally would not use much rote learning at all. There are contexts that maybe if we're doing a warm-up, yes, we'll do some of it. Besides that, probably nothing. Because when those kids are together for that 60 minutes, 75 minutes, 90 minutes, they're in a team setting. They need to be making meaningful decisions in game representative trainings. When you look at it, it needs to look like soccer. Whether it's a rondo, whether it's a 4v4, you name it, whether it's straight out possession, whether it has direction, non-direction, at least it has to look like soccer where meaningful decisions on the ball are being made, because they can't do that at home. They can practice a push pass, they can practice shooting the ball at home. That doesn't need to be done in a training session when there's no real, most clubs, a lot of kids aren't playing street ball. The only time they're playing with other players is at training. So the ball needs to be rolling 85% of the time. Now, next, what I would say is this, and I'll use a couple examples. One is golf, right? So I grew up on a golf course. I was a maintenance worker on the golf course. And for 8 years, I would see the same golfers play almost daily with no improvement whatsoever. And I said to myself, well, at that point, the game is not the best teacher, because they're continuing to do the same, and pardon my language, but the same crappy swing that they had from last Tuesday is the same crappy swing they have this Tuesday. And I'm not saying that to be mean, but what they needed to do, in my opinion, was get a lesson. They needed guidance from an expert coach who could point them in the general direction of what a decent swing feels like and looks like. Now, once that's accomplished, which doesn't take long, and to be fair, it could be one lesson, could change somebody's ability to swing a golf club, then that person can now explore that golf swing in the new range that the golf professional put them through. That's a very important point. You can explore all you want on your golf swing, but if you don't know any fundamentals, exploring is like walking around with the lights out. You need the lights put on. So if you're going to do a push pass in soccer, and it's the first day of soccer, and no one's ever taught the player to use the inside of the foot, then yes, do some rote learning, point them in the right direction. But after that, forget the rote learning. It's over. Now, that being said, another huge part of skill development, and skill meaning tactical, but also technical. Tactical? Yeah, and technical. The tactical part, the thinking part, and the technical part. There's two parts to this. So when I play on the beach, I learn new touches on the ball, not from an instructor, not from a coach telling me how to adjust my body position and how to lift the ball with my foot. I do that because the environment, for me to be successful, I'm getting feedback from the environment. This sand is the environment. This ball is the environment. I can learn special skill sets that no coach could teach me because of the sand. This futsal is the new environment. I learned special things by playing futsal, and the key is They're all transferable to this 11-a-side game. Now, if I play with good players, we can make the argument that mirror neurons, whatever you want to call it. Let's just say, though, to simplify it, if you play with good players in these interesting donor sports environments, you are going to improve, you are going to pick up new skills, and you are going to pick up new ways to solve problems. That is tactical, right? New ways to solve problems, new decisions you'll be making based upon what these environments and participating in these donor sports and these environments gave you. In golf, instead of sitting there on the golf range hitting balls for 3 hours on the range, what if you picked 4 of these clubs and said, play an entire 18 holes for the next week every day with just those 4 or 5 clubs? Now you're having to hit those clubs in different ways, from the rough, from the fairway, from wherever, from the sand trap. What if you don't have a sand wedge? You're figuring out new ways. You're exploring, right? We get back to this. You're exploring, but you already understand what the fundamentals are. So now you're exploring more with these 5 clubs. So hopefully that makes sense. That's all I have for you today on the Soccer IQ show. But I will say this. Be sure to check out at DiBernardoSoccerSchool.com. Again, DiBernardoSoccerSchool.com. This is my complete cognitive soccer coaching course. I'm going to call this an experience. We don't even have to call it a course. It's a soccer coaching experience. I have modules 1 through 4. We talk about overload, perception, small area, medium area, large area, training sessions. I give you training sessions. There's hours of video on this. There's PDF files. This is really something that I guarantee no coaching course can give you. Right now I have multiple MLS Academy directors on this. I have a Champions League coach on this course right now. I have all kinds of, I have one of the most respected youth development coaches in Spain is on this course right now. I think it will benefit people tremendously. So DiBernardoSoccerSchool.com. And also, I'm in the New York area. If there's something on the East Coast, I might make a trip out west this summer. If you want to have me in for a mini clinic, just shoot me an email at coachdibernardo@gmail.com. Have a good one. I'll see you guys next week.